To do well in A-level physics, you need to have a good understanding of all of the mathematical symbols that might come up. A lot of these are the same as what you've already done at GCSE, but there might be a few new ones that you haven't seen before. So let's just begin with some of the standard stuff that you'll have used a million times at GCSE. So you've got plus, minus, multiply and divide. We also have greater than and much greater than, as well as less than and much less than. Although to be honest, I haven't seen many examples of this used in real exam questions, although it is something mentioned in the A-level specification. We then have a symbol that means that something is proportional to something else. For example, if you've plotted some data, we have a straight line that goes through the origin, then we can say that one quantity is directly proportional to another quantity. And often alongside that, we can also look at things which are inversely proportional, where we've got a 1 over when we're looking at this inverse proportional relationship. Other things that might be useful include this one here, which has got 3 dots. And this just means therefore. That's really useful when it comes to doing long derivations. And occasionally you can also take that top dot and move it down to the bottom, and then it means because. Although to be honest, I don't really see the need for that, because therefore and because to me are quite similar. So I just tend to use therefore. Something else we can look at is a small bar, which often goes over the top of something else to represent the mean or the average value. So say for example we had a t underneath this, that would then represent the average time that something's maybe been oscillating for. We can also put these bars at each side of something, and that then means the modulus, and that's basically the positive value of whatever is between those. This can be useful if you're looking at the uncertainty in the gradient of a line, for example. So really the modulus just means the positive value of whatever's inside that. We also have approximately equal to, so a couple of squiggly lines. This one is really useful, especially in exam questions where you often have a show question where you need to show that your answer is approximately equal to the one that they've given you. So this one here just means approximately equal to. And then the final thing is we've got delta. So delta is a large triangle, which means changing. You might be familiar with this from Q or E equals MC delta theta, but this is often useful when it comes to calculating the gradient, where we've got delta y divided by delta x to be the large change in y divided by the large change in x value. And of course, I guess we can then have a small change, which is a lowercase d. So if we're looking at dy by dx, that's when we're looking at a very small change, or effectively the interval over which that change happens is approaching 0. But when it comes to looking at things like dy by dx, that's where we're straying outside of the territory of A-level physics and going more into the A-level maths course, where you'll learn to differentiate and integrate and so on. So I think that these are the main symbols. To be honest, nothing that's really different to what you've already done at GCSE. It's just using it all the time until you're completely familiar with all of the symbols that you see here. And I'm sure there might be a few more that might crop up during the course. By the way, this is just one of many videos I've made covering all of the maths that you need to understand for A-level physics. It's part of the mini course, which includes many more topic videos, multiple worked examples, and also a guide that you can download. You can find all of this over at alevelphysicsonline.com.